Today on America's Court with Judge Ross.
You're gone. I had to go back out.
And so you paid. Why are you so loud?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I get so excited because I'm so passionate about my gumbo. I'm so passionate about my gumbo. He brings me in court.
Take your foot off of the gas.
The whole purpose behind law is to right wrong. I want justice to be something that isn't this foreign concept.
Justice knows no boundaries. The truth will be heard. Fair, firm, compassionate. This is America's Court with Judge Ross. Melinda Petrie is suing Anthony Grady in the amount of $475 for the cost of spoiled seafood and food she purchased to replace it and feed guests at a football party.
All rise. Remain standing and come to order. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Kevin Ross presiding.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated.
All parties have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Deputy Thomas. Melinda Petrie, you're suing Anthony Grady for $475 based on some out-of-pocket expenses when you had a Super Bowl party gone bad, correct?
Yes, sir.
Talk to me about this party.
Your Honor, you know, I've been knowing Tony. We call him Tony.
Okay.
I've been knowing him for about 10 years, more than 10 years. And, I mean, everything is all about Tony. You know, when we go to a party, I might come in later on, late, last week, like, oh, is Tony here? Oh, yeah, you know Tony here because you hear him. That's all you hear is the mouth.
I mean, that's what I am,
He's
Your
just
Honor.
going
I mean, I have a character.
I can't even finish. He asked me.
Whatever.
He asked me. Didn't you ask me, Judge?
I did ask you.
That's what I'm talking about. and, you know, but, Your Honor, that's why we're here, because I was just going to host a Super Bowl party. Simple. 10, 15
What's so
people.
simple about a Super Bowl party?
See,
We're talking about a Super Bowl
Wait.
party.
I'm actually impressed that because, you know, you decided you're into football? That's your thing? Or?
Yeah, you know, I just wanted to have fun, have my girls there, learn a little more about football because I didn't know
Oh,
a
it was
whole
just going to be
lot.
just for girls?
Well, you know, the girls, you know, he can bring, I told him he can bring some people, but
Okay.
not more than, what, 10 people?
And so talk to me about this party. You were okay with being a part of the party?
I had no problem with that, Your Honor. Actually, we've known each other about 12 years. You know, we worked at a bus company together, and she knows gumbo. That's what I do. When she mentioned something about
now hold on a moment, because now I know about some gumbo.
that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about
my wife's family's from New Orleans. So
oh, wow!
I
Didn't you already know about the sausage,
yes.
the jumbo shrimp, the crab? I mean, I put my
Okay, I'm
foot
getting
in.
hungry. Stop it. All right.
Put
now.
my foot in.
All right, so we're talking about this gumbo here.
Okay.
And he agreed that he would do this?
You know
How
what?
did it come up that he was going to make the gumbo?
He insisted that he make the gumbo.
Got it.
I said,
Well,
okay.
yeah.
I went and got the stuff.
That was nice of him.
Yeah, it was nice.
I'm trying to
Because
help her
one,
out. She's hosting a Super Bowl party, Your Honor.
yes, I mean, one, because you don't just eat gumbo any day. I mean, when people
Right.
eat it, it's for like
A
a
special
birthday
occasion.
celebration.
Everybody's pumped up on my gumbo, Your
right.
Honor.
And who was going to pay for the gumbo?
I had the stuff ready for him, Your Honor.
So you were going to buy
right,
all the.
because
You
it
were
was
going to
just
buy all
supposed
the.
to be simple. It was only supposed to be. I told him he can invite a few friends.
Is that true,
His
sir?
few friends.
Yeah, she allowed me to
Because she
invite.
said she was going to have 10 girls.
Okay.
10
And
ladies.
maybe
She
about 10
she got 10 of her
guys.
single girls. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
so you were like, I'm going to bring
I'm
the
gonna
guys
whip my
and the
boys
gumbo.
up.
Yeah, he was trying to put it
She told
all
me, hey, I
together.
can bring some of my boys, invite some of my boys over.
Right,
They
but
do their
he went
thing.
too
We have a
far,
Super
Your
Bowl
Okay,
party.
so that's what it was. You were just trying to show off in front of the ladies.
Showing
I mean,
out,
not necessarily
running the
just show off.
mouthpiece, see?
Because my gumbo shows off for itself, Your Honor. Everybody's really pumped up on my gumbo. That's
Okay.
what they do. You know what I'm
So
saying?
far, we go from 10 people to how many?
Your Honor.
There's about maybe
when
40, 45 people
About
altogether.
50.
At one
About
person?
50. About 50.
Wait, all these people were at her house?
Yes.
All these people are in her
yes.
house. And see,
His
Your Honor,
friends.
she just
His
bought a house.
friends, Your
So
Honor.
she more
His
focused
friends.
on, okay, y'all come look at my house. But she trying to masquerade it as
okay.
a Super Bowl party.
Okay, so we have this party. You're
Yes.
inviting people over. Did you get a new house?
Yes.
All right, so you wanted to have kind of like a housewarming slash.
Exactly.
And then you
Something
said
small.
you'll make the gumbo,
Exactly.
and then you pay for the gumbo,
Right.
She was-
Some small.
and then something happens to the gumbo.
And then some happened.
What happened to the gumbo?
Thank
I
you.
left the
Thank
gumbo.
you.
I left the gumbo at a temperature where there have been no problem. I had everything set. Everything was well prepared. When I left the kitchen, the gumbo was simmering. I had it well timed to where when halftime comes, everything will be great. I stayed in the living room. She was gone at the store the initial time to get some more things that she wasn't prepared for this party when I got there. So when I came back into the living room, the TV goes off. The TV just goes off into a great play, and come to find out the cable.
In the middle of the Super Bowl.
In the middle of the Super Bowl.
Your Honor.
Everybody's like,
Ma'am,
what's
let me
going-
ask you, Ms. Petrie, were you there when this had happened?
No,
she's
but
at the
And where
store.
were you at this point?
I was
store?
coming back from the store.
How many store runs did you make?
I made 3.
Was there anyone other than your sister designated to help out?
Your Honor, it was only
Grady.
but Your Honor, remember.
Hold on a
remember,
moment.
It was
Hold up. Put a
okay.
pin in it. You're making it about you again.
Your Honor, she was putting me in a position to where I had to.
And I had to greet the guest, and you're making it about you. What she said was, it's always about you. And as I'm listening, as an objective person here, you are making it about you in the courtroom.
I had to take the
I.
initiative. Okay.
When America's Court returns,
We're
And then I
gone.
had to go back
Who was
out.
hosting
And so
the party?
you paid. Why are you so loud?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I get so excited because I'm so
Tony.
passionate
That's
about my
Tony.
gumbo. I'm so passionate
Tony.
about my gumbo.
That's
She brings
Tony.
me in court.
Take your
and
foot
watch this.
off of the gas.
and later,
Before the massage even started, we were in deep conversation for about an hour.
Aren't you just there to give him a massage?
Yes, I was.
She
But
provides
our
other
talking,
services as well.
no.
Stop.
I
Hold it. What did you just say?
She provides other services as well.
I do not.
closed captioning provided by. This is America's Court with Judge Ross. We're back with the case of Melinda Petrie, who is suing Anthony Grady for the cost of food at a football party.
So you're gone, which lets me know that you weren't prepared. So that tells me that you didn't know how many people were coming, which tells me that she didn't know because you didn't tell her ahead of time. Because it, again, became about you. Where does the $475 come from?
Well, I had the receipts, Your Honor, because
So the gumbo, something.
$425 was what I paid for the gumbo, and then I had to go out the last time because when I came back, it was so many guys, and these not little small guys. It was a lot of guys, about 20 when I came back again. Okay, so you got all these guys. I had to go out. I'm like, you got all these guys. They need something else to eat.
And they need
had
something else
in
to
the
eat
margarita.
because what happened to the gumbo?
Well, I go back into the kitchen to serve.
'Cause he
Because
was
when she
running
comes
his
back,
mouth.
she said, "Okay, I need you to serve your gumbo. I need you." I said, "Okay, I got you." So I go back into the kitchen, and I noticed that the gumbo had cooled. How long it had been cooled, Your Honor, I don't know.
Because
Okay,
he was running
and
his
then-
mouth.
excuse
Your
me,
Honor.
wait. He asked me
and
a
for
question.
people who don't understand what that means,
What that
when you
means is-
say the gumbo had cooled, why is that a problem?
Well, when the gumbo cools, Your Honor, what makes it a problem is when you reheat it, it can spoil. When you reheat it and you bring it to a boil, it can spoil because it's been sitting for a long period of time.
And a lot of
we're
it's
talking
because of
about
all the seafood, right?
We're talking about seafood,
And the filet
so
and
it's
all
very
that.
sensitive.
Right.
And I'm very passionate about what I do when I do
And how
do
did
this.
you taste it? And
So
that's how
I
you
didn't.
knew?
I didn't taste it. I didn't taste it. She was so in such a rush for me to prepare this food and give it to him during
But I'm saying,
halftime.
how did you know it had gone bad?
Because when I reheat it and bring it to the boil, it had this horrendous smell, and I already knew because of my experience of being around gumbo.
So the
preparing this
smell was
gumbo,
like, oh, we can't
It was
eat
off
this.
the top. I didn't have to taste it.
When I
would
came
probably
back
be
in, you
court
could
for a
smell
different
it. You
reason
could
if
smell
I
it.
would have
It
served
didn't- it didn't smell like
it-
gumbo was
no,
supposed to
it
smell.
was,
No,
it was
you
beyond serving, Your Honor. Now I have to patch up
But
my
how much
reputation.
time had you let go?
It was about maybe an hour and a half.
But
it was
see,
prepared
that's
to
what
be
I'm saying,
simmered
Your
long
Honor.
enough.
I can only hear one of you at a time.
It was prepared to be simmered long enough, Your Honor, so it could sit for an hour and a half.
But then
and
the
I come
TV
back.
went out and you
the
were
TV
doing
went out. I spent about 30, 40 minutes trying to figure out why the TV went out.
And it's Super Bowl, so
and
everybody's
it's-
like, what is
everybody's
the
like,
deal?
come on, my boy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
they
understand.
knew I was assisting her
Your
and
Honor, my
helping her
sister
with
told
this.
me they only
I
had to
volunteered
plug
my
the,
time.
plug the TV back up because somebody knocked out the cord. But no, Mr. Fix-It over here, Mr. Grady's gumbo and everything else, he had to act like he got to go put the cable back
Well,
in.
thank God that I
he wanted
did.
to show
Well,
out.
thank God-
You
well,
know?
thank God that I
Your Honor,
did.
That's what I'm
Duh.
talking about because there's girls around. I understand that. He's a nice-looking guy. He don't have to come to the girls like that. Just do your gumbo.
Just do your
I
And we
wasn't
wouldn't
even
even be
focused
here.
on
He
that.
just
I wasn't
would've
even
did his
focused on
gumbo,
that.
Your Honor.
You were
But then
gone.
I had to go back
Who was
out.
hosting
And
the
so you
party?
paid. Why are you so loud?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I get so excited because I'm so
Tony.
passionate
That's
about my
Tony.
gumbo. I'm
it
so
down.
passionate about my gumbo.
That's
She brings
Tony.
me in court.
Take your
and
foot
watch this-
off of the gas. So the $475, these receipts. Now what's this? What's the $50 for?
That's because, Your Honor, when I came back, it was about 1 million people in there, but specifically about 45, 50 it was his friends. Because remember, I only had about 15 girlfriends.
Right. Well,
okay.
at first it
so,
was 10.
Right.
All right.
But I'm being honest. It is to about
Okay.
15.
So the $50 is for what?
So I had to go back out and buy chili. I went on and made chili because when I came back in, I was so angry with him. Okay.
Oh, because you knew that the gumbo was bad too.
I knew it was messed up. You can smell it, Your Honor.
So you tried to remedy the situation by going and getting some chili.
Yes.
And you just had to throw the gumbo out?
Well, yeah, it was
Yeah, 'cause
destroyed.
you
There was
can't
nothing
use-
I could
you
do
can't-
with the gumbo.
yeah.
I got it. Based on the evidence and the testimony before this court, the guy was going to come down in favor of the plaintiff. Mr. Grady, you did make this about you. You were being a little braggadocious. You were being a little showy. You were trying to impress the ladies. That's what guys do. I get it. You also put her in a situation, however, where she's now entertaining at her home and she has out-of-pocket expenses as a result of it. So I think she's entitled to at least half the monies for the gumbo. So I'm going to award her $220. Judgment in favor of the plaintiff for that amount. That is the order. We're done here.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All rise.
Judge Ross has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $220.
Maybe me and Tony could actually mend our friendship, even though he ruined my gumbo.
Paying her half, I don't have a problem with it. Maybe we can mend our friendship.
And coming up,
Before the massage even started, we were in deep conversation for about an hour.
Aren't you just there to give him a massage?
Yes, I was.
She
But
provides
our
other
talking,
services as well.
no.
Stop.
I
Hold it. What did you just say?
She provides other services as well.
I do not.
closed captioning provided by. This is America's Court with Judge Ross. Massage therapist Fred Barker is suing fellow therapist Stacy Fowler in the amount of $240 for wages he claims he lost after he says she poached his client.
Fred Barker, you're suing Stacy Fowler for $240 over a client that was allegedly stolen from you, correct, sir?
Yes.
All right, prove your case.
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm suing Stacy for $240. We're both massage therapists. I lent her my massage table to service one of my clients.
What do you mean you lent her a massage table?
I have my own personal massage table that I use for my own personal business. I lent it to her to service one of my clients.
And why did you do that, sir?
I was going to be not available for my client.
So you
this
had booked an
particular evening.
appointment with a client?
Yes.
And you weren't able to make that appointment?
I was unable to make that appointment.
And you called Miss Fowler to
Yes.
see if she could do it?
Exactly.
Go ahead. So what happens?
I don't think so.
So I agreed. I said that I would fill in for him. He lent me his massage table to bring to the client's house. His name's Lenny. When
Lenny was the client?
Yes.
Okay.
So when I arrived to Lenny's house, he had no idea who I was. He wasn't expecting me, I guess.
Oh, he hadn't told
No,
the
which I
gentleman?
thought he did.
Lenny knew. Lenny knew. I told him prior to me calling Stacy, I let him know that I was feeling ill.
Now, was this the same time after you called her and said, could you make this appointment for me?
Yes.
And then you called him and said, Miss Fowler is going to be coming
Miss
in, not
Fowler
me.
will be
But
serving
when
to
you
his-
got
That's
there,
funny. He had no idea who I was. As soon as I got there, I introduced myself, and we started talking, and he seemed okay with the fact that I would be filling in for him. Before the massage even started, we were in deep conversation for about an hour.
who was in deep conversation?
Me and Lenny.
You and Lenny?
Right.
About what?
Just life, we're getting to know each other, and it
But
got
you're
to
just
a
there
real
give him
deep connection.
But hold on a moment. Aren't you just there to give him a massage?
Yes, I was.
She provides
but our
other
talking,
services as well, Your Honor.
no.
Stop.
I
Hold it. What did you just say?
She provides other services as well.
I do
Your Honor.
not.
Wait,
Yeah.
When you say she provides other services,
Yeah.
because you're suggesting, and I just want to make sure that I'm understanding where you're going.
Yes.
Because when someone says she provides other services,
Yes.
are you saying what I think you're saying?
I'm saying exactly what you think I'm saying.
Is he
because-
saying what I think
Your
he's
Honor,
saying?
okay, one
Did
thing.
you do what he is suggesting you did with Lenny?
Yeah.
Yes, I did sleep with
Thank
him,
you,
but
Your
it
Honor.
was totally separate.
Totally
it was,
inappropriate,
It was not even part of the massage. I didn't even.
unethical,
You know
and
what? I
unprofessional.
need you to stay in the queue for a moment. I got this.
Sure. Sorry, Your Honor. I apologize.
When did you sleep with your client?
After we were in conversation, we created a real genuine connection. I felt like I really started to like him, and one thing led to another. I did sleep with him.
Okay, when you say one thing led to another, meaning that you all went on other dates and you got to know him?
No, just in
One drink
our-
led
You slept with him the day you were giving him a massage?
Yes, but it was totally separate from the massage.
Okay, you are out there where the buses don't run. I mean,
Yeah.
what is wrong? Why would you do that?
She's erotic.
Stop.
Coming up on America's Court with Judge Ross.
I actually have a text message
Yeah.
here that shows that Lenny claims that she hooked it up.
She really knows how to finish the job.
That's
Closed captioning provided by. This is America's Court with Judge Ross. We're back with the case of Fred Barker, who is suing Stacy Fowler for $240 in lost wages.
So why are we here?
Your Honor, I'm suing.
Because obviously the client was happy.
Yeah, I'm suing
and
for $240.
she was happy.
Yes, and
And so why are you suing for $240?
I ended up losing this client because of her unprofessionalism and her unethical approach to my client.
The client said because I was intimate with.
Now he wants to go to her for the next 2 sessions, Your Honor, and totally drop me as his masseuse.
Oh, he wants you now as
he
a
wants her
full-time
as his
client.
personal masseuse. Yeah.
He wants you as his personal masseuse. Is that correct?
Correct. He told
Even
me
though
that
he doesn't even know if you have any skills as it pertains to massaging.
She's got skills.
I told him I was an experienced masseuse, though.
And so you had already paid the money. No, he had already paid you.
He had already paid me for the month.
So then why are you suing her?
Because I had to reimburse Mr. Lenny.
You gave him his money back.
I had to give him his money back because he wanted to be reimbursed for the money that he paid me, so that he can go to her for the next 2
Got it.
sessions.
Are you still seeing the client?
Yes,
you still
we're in a
seeing Lenny?
relationship.
You're in a relationship with
Yes.
her. Okay. Is that relationship worth $240?
I don't think this has anything to do with
Answer
me.
my question. Is that relationship worth the $240? Because basically he gave you a referral that worked in your favor. Is it worth it to then compensate him for that?
Yes, it's worth it. I don't think I should have to pay him $240.
Well, you know what? Then this is easy because I know at this point the issue is should she have to pay this money contractually? I don't know if there was a contract per se that was breached because your issue is with the client, not with her.
I think he's jealous.
She stole my client with her unprofessionalism.
Well,
Your
but
Honor.
ultimately you're the one that put her in the position to take advantage of that. And unless you all had some sort of non-compete clause, do you have any other evidence before? Because I think I'm
Yes,
ready to
Your
rule
Honor.
at this point.
I actually have a text message
Yeah, let me see.
here that shows that Lenny claims that she hooked it up, and she's a lot more hands-on than I am, and that's the reason why he's switching from me to her.
She really knows how to finish the job.
That's
What?
that's what he told me.
Judge Ross's verdict when America's Court returns. Promotional consideration provided by. This is America's Court with Judge Ross.
Based on the evidence and the testimony before this court, the gavel is going to come down in favor of the plaintiff in this case. This is a case of equity. This isn't even a legal issue as much as it is a fairness issue. Because you stole his client. And if you're in a relationship and this is how you want to live your life, live and let live if that's what works for you. But you got to at least pay this man the money. And if nothing else, lesson learned on your part, sir.
Yeah, well, lesson learned.
Because one, don't get drunk before you have a client, because otherwise somebody may take the client from you. By any means necessary. Judgment in favor of the plaintiff in the amount of $240. That is the order.
All rise.
Judge Ross has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $240.
It seems that he saw that she stole my client, and next time I know not to trust certain people with my business.
He's just jealous that he lost the client to me, and he's just a terrible masseuse.
Follow America's Court on Facebook and Twitter. This has been a production of Entertainment Studio.